It was June 17th, 2014. I had been watching My Little Pony on cable TV. It was season 4, episode 21. I had only just seen this episode that day. Then came an episode that read, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, episode MP. Episode number read MP and almost looked as if it was dripping blood. Episode had started, and it had appeared to be the same episode when Rainbow Dash did the Sonic Rainboom, so I continued to watch. It came to the part when Pinkie Pie jumped out of the balloon, but instead of her landing on the cloud, she fell through and landed on a pole. The pole pierced her stomach and exited her throat. The main six looked at her while saying, "Oh, Pinkie, always being herself." I paused in shock. I didn't know what was happening or why it happened, but I continued to watch. Rarity was looking in the mirror, oohing and eyeing like she normally did that episode. Then they went to where the rainbows were made, and they looked at it. Pinkie Pie wasn't there this time. Rainbow Dash gave an evil look to Fluttershy and pushed her in. She instantly melted like a styrofoam cup on a hot fire. They again laughed, but this was no ordinary laugh. It was an evil demonic laugh. They continued walking. I was in shock on what I was watching. It looked the same, sounded the same. It was almost a normal episode, but more violent. They went to where the weather was made. Rarity made the snowflakes fall like in the normal episode, but when they hit the ponies, it punctured them, killing all of them, including Twilight. They died instantly. There was only 4 left: Applejack, Rarity, Rainbow Dash. That's it. I was in so much shock. I wanted to get up and turn it off, but I couldn't. I couldn't move at all. After about 5 minutes, it was at the part when Rainbow Dash and Rarity performed. It all seemed normal until the cloud hit Celestia. Instead of disappearing like it did, it hit her and flattened her body like a pancake. Blood gushed everywhere, all over the guards. And it was like no one noticed, like it was supposed to happen. They knew it. Rarity started flying up towards the sun like she normally did in the episode. When her wings shined, the Wonderbolts were blinded and plummeted to the ground and splattered. Rainbow Dash closed her eyes. Then she cried. But it wasn't a normal cry. It was like a laughing cry. And instead of tears, it was blood. She looked at the viewer, almost as if she could see me. Her eyes were as black as night. She then spoke. She said, "Never mess with the best." Rarity's wings evaporated and she began to fall. Instead of Rainbow Dash helping her, Rainbow Dash watched her fall and plummet to the ground. When she hit the ground, she splattered, blood everywhere. Rainbow Dash laughed again. This time you could easily tell it was a very demonic laugh. And then Rainbow Dash spoke once again, saying, "Phase 3, the Sonic Rainboom." She began flying upward, just a little bit. She then turned around and flew back down to where she was just at. She did an instant stop and made a sonic rain boom. It killed everybody. Most of them were severed. The rest heads had exploded because of the sound. She looked back at me and said, "Now help me share the magic of friendship." A loud shriek came from my TV. Then my TV exploded. As it blew up, it shot shards of plastic and metal into my arms and face. I quickly fainted from blood loss. When I was awoken, it was all normal, as if nothing had happened. But I had blood on my eyes, like Rainbow Dash did when she cried blood. I went outside to catch some fresh air, and there was cops everywhere. I asked them what had happened, and they said there was a crazy tragedy out here last night. I asked what all happened, and they told me something I'll never forget. They said someone fell from this building and landed on this pole. Someone else fell into a pit of acid and melted. We used that pit of acid to melt unused trains. And in the warehouse, 10 people were impaled by metal pipes. The falling of the pipes were caused by a strong wind. And 3 people jumped from your apartment building, splattered on the ground. And I looked over by a wall next to my apartment, and I seen people's heads. Most of them were severed in two. The rest were headless. I looked at the wall by the severed bodies, and there was writing. It looked like it was written in blood. It said, "I helped share the magic of friendship." I thought to myself, this was no coincidence. This happened because of that episode. I heard a quiet moan. I looked behind me, and all the officers were dead. I saw a floating black figure. It looked at me with red eyes. It flew towards me. It was her. Rainbow Dash killed the officers. She then approached me. She put her hoof on over my heart. She then said, "Thanks for sharing the magic."